Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about conflict and the different types of conflict in the stories that we are reading and the stories that we are writing. So what is conflict? This is going to be a struggle between two opposing forces, characters, or sides in a story. It's going to be any kind of problem we see. So if there's one side against another, that is a conflict. All right? Without conflict, our story would be so boring. Everything can't turn out right? Or we wouldn't want to read the story. A story can have several conflicts, if not more, but just remember that the main conflict is really going to be central to the plot, and it's going to drive the events of the plot forward throughout the story. Our main conflict is always resolved sometime in the resolution. There are differences between internal and external conflicts. So an internal conflict is going to take place inside a character's mind or heart. A lot of times this means they have to make a difficult decision. Okay? External conflict is going to take place between a character and something outside of that character. So sometimes that's nature, sometimes that's an event or a situation, or it's another character. All right. Now we are going to look at the 4 different types of conflict that we will see as we read and write. Okay? The most common 4 that we will see are character versus self, character versus character, character versus nature, and character versus society. So let's start with character versus self. Character versus self is just a conflict in the mind of a character. They're trying to make a difficult decision. I think of those cartoons where you have a little devil and a little angel on each shoulder, and they're both trying to sway the character to their side. That is character versus self. Okay? They're deciding between what's right and what's wrong, or they're just making a hard decision. This is an internal conflict. Next, we have character versus character. This is when any character or group of characters, if there's 2 sides and they're going at each other. Okay? It's a conflict that occurs between 2 characters. I think of our superhero movies. It's always Batman versus a villain, or Spider-Man versus a villain, or my favorite example, Harry Potter versus Voldemort. Next, we have character versus nature. This is the conflict that occurs between a character and some kind of force of nature. So this can be weather, this can be an animal, this can be some kind of sickness or illness, okay? Those 3 things would qualify or be under character versus nature. Next, we have character versus society. This is a conflict that occurs between a main character or the protagonist and characters in that society. If there is any kind of fight for freedom or rights or against a corrupt government, or if a character is breaking a law, that is character versus society. Okay? So let's play a little, what type of conflict do we see? Here we have, Jessica was sitting on the beach when a large black cloud appeared overhead. All of a sudden, it began to pour. There was thunder and lightning. She ran off the beach as fast as she could, but didn't have time to grab her things. What type of conflict is being described? Is it character versus self, character versus character, character versus nature, or character versus society? I'll give you a second to think about that. I see the word weather. I see thunder and lightning, large black cloud. That sounds like character versus nature to me because it's describing weather. All right, yep, bingo. How about this one? Sarah found $50 on the floor of her classroom. She knew the right thing to do would be to give it to her teacher to see who it belonged to. Sarah couldn't decide what to do because she really needed the money to buy new clothes. This sounds to me like Sarah has a difficult decision to make, so that would mean that it is character versus self. All right, let's go through a couple more. What type of conflict do you see here? 2 boys get into a fist fight because they disagree over which book is best. What a silly reason to get into an argument. All books are good, right? That sounds like character versus character to me. If that was your answer, give yourself a pat on the back. You are right. Let's do 2 more. A doctor is in a hurry and runs a red light. Let's think about those 4 types of conflict. We have character versus self, character versus character, character versus nature, and character versus society. Which would this fall under and why? If you answered character versus society because a law was broken, you would be correct. Last one. A man is stalked by a wolf in the forest. So again, is it character versus character versus self, character versus nature, or character versus society? I see the word wolf, so I think that it is character versus nature. Please go ahead and just review these 4 types of conflict and then continue to work on your show it. Great job, guys. If you have any questions, let me know.